Hi there. How's everyone going? I hope you guys had an amazing Christmas as well as a New Year's Eve. New Year's is basically around the corner. So why not I give you guys a special edition to Meals with Mike. Long story short, I made a meal for my family and today I'll be showing you guys how you can do that for your family as well. Other than that, I've also made a Meals with Mike Instagram account just for Meals with Mike stuff. Make sure to go check it out in the description below. Let's get started right away. Rightio, let's get started with our first thing that we need to do for this meal. Or if you don't want to do the meal at all, you can always just do uh out of like the three which one you want to do. It's up to you. Of course, start off with your bowl and put all your kind of wet ingredients, sort of your cream. Sugar's not wet, but you put that in and your vanilla essence as well. Unfortunately, we didn't have that, and I kind of forgot to put that in. So, doesn't matter. Let's just forget about that. Um, whip up the cream until it becomes thick, and it will act as the glue for your cake to stick all the cookies together. Now, as long as you have enough cream and cookies, you can basically make whatever shape you want, and whatever shape you can think of, I guess. Just make sure, yeah, you have enough cookies and cream. But besides that, just go for it. Go for it. And other things that you might want to remember is that make sure to apply a layer of cream underneath the cookies as well, like on the plate or like on the surface that you're planning to put the cake on and rest the cake on and refrigerate it. Also to cover all the surfaces with the cream as well, because that's the main part of the cake. After you're done, just make sure that you smooth all the edges out. Of course, you don't have to; it just makes it look a lot better. Now, besides that, after um, it's smoothed and it's into your shape that you want, you can chuck it in the freezer, or not freezer, the fridge, just the fridge, and let it sit and refrigerate for at least 6 hours. 6 hours, and yeah, if you're planning to do this meal, do it the day before, the night before, or you can do it in the morning. Let's get on with our next thingo. Alright, time for our pork roast. Now make sure to take your pork roast, your pork leg bit, leg roast, yep, out of the freezer first and put it, make sure that it comes to room temperature. Then you can start preheating the oven to 230, I believe 230 degrees Celsius, and leave it to preheat. Now you can wash your pork roast, or like wash it so none of the juices that it was soaking in is still around. Now you gotta pat it dry to make sure to ensure definitely the best crackling you can possibly get. Crackling of course forms when there is less water. Better the less water there is, the more crackling you will be able to have during dinner time when it comes out of the oven. Now, pork roast will be cooking for quite a bit. It takes about 2 hours or so. Salt it nicely. Make sure you use a good amount of salt. Not only does it flavor it, I guess, but it just really helps with the formation of the crackling. So make sure you rub that right into the cracks. If it's not scored, score it yourself. And yeah, put it straight into the oven. And now cook it for 45 minutes at that high heat that I was telling you. 45. And it is around, yep, 240, 230, around there. Also, now 45 minutes should have passed now. Do it for 30 minutes now at reduced heat of 160. And now you can just chill out, relax before you do everything else. But of course, if you're not doing the meal, you could just do whatever you want. Now, we go straight into the chili garlic prawns. Now, what you want to get first is definitely prepare the actual filling that is on top of the bruschetta. You don't actually have to do the bruschetta yet, especially if you're doing the actual meal, because this is going to be entree, so you want everything aligned and everything coming out one after the other. So the entree comes first. Make sure to there's not really too much. Oh yeah, make sure to get cooked prawns. That's really important because it'll just make your job a lot easier. Get the head off and peel the skin off and devein it. So this is a cool trick that you can do, or you can even use a well, I think a toothpick as well. You can use that as well. That's one of the ways that people do it also. This is just more of like I wouldn't say easier, but it's you make sure that everything comes out. Mix it well in the mangoes, chilies, and spring onions, and you can go on to pork roast. Now 30 minutes again should have passed now. Make sure to put in your onions, maple syrup, and apples. Yeah. And off we go to our bruschetta. Let's finish that off now. Place your sourdough onto a nice preheated pan. This pan's actually incredibly useful. It heats up incredibly well without having to heat too high. So, but of course I'm not too sure how your pans work, because you know I don't know how your pans obviously. But lather on your oil, your olive oil and garlic. Make sure to not grab the olive oil pieces, as it will end up burning. Or if you if you try to fry it, because it's smaller, has a faster cooking time, and it'll end up burning. And burnt garlic is actually quite bitter because of like all the sweetness is basically like just cooked out of it. Flip it over, and now you can just wait for the golden brown color to start forming underneath. Also, make sure to cook both sides as well. Don't forget that. Make sure that both sides are golden and brown. And once that's ready, you're able to start putting on the filling on top. There's not really much else now. The pork roast, just make sure that you do it in sequence of everything. Make sure to use your time, of course, wisely as well. Pork roast does get a bit annoying because you know, especially for me, I can't keep track of time too well. But make sure to indeed let it rest. If you don't let it rest, if you just try to eat it straight up, it becomes quite dry. It doesn't become dry, but it's not as good as if you were to let it rest for a bit. So yeah, let it rest in some foil, cover in foil with at least let it rest for at least 10 minutes. The longer you wait, the more tender and juicy will be. And so yeah, afterwards, decorate your cake however you want. And that's basically about it, guys. I hope you have a Merry Christmas. I know it's basically the end of the year now, but I hope you also have a happy new year. Like, subscribe, and again, the social links are down below. Hope you guys, I wish you all the best of next year, and Meals with Mike, you know it already, will be coming back. That's right. Take care, guys. Have a good one, and have an amazing night. Bye. Oh my gosh, and we already have 42 subscribers this year. I really do appreciate all your support this year already, and I've only done one season. I can't wait to show you guys what I have in store next year, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Bye.